Hi, this is Majin, and here's some comic reviews for you. Now, first up is Injustice number 5. This is the year 4. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up first is because I keep forgetting to do this one. I usually don't read this on day 1, so that's why I usually don't get to it, which is a shame because this book is one of the best DC titles that are out there. In this issue, what we have going on is Superman and Wonder Woman are doing a trial by combat type thing. And it's a battle to the death. And the fight was just really, really solid. And unfortunately, it was interrupted at the same time. And then that sets the course between the Battle of the Gods versus Superman. So this was a fantastic read. I highly recommend people go back, buy the trades for it. This series, because this is literally one of the best DC books, and it's a shame that it does not sell as much as it does. That it should sell like 5 times as many copies. All right, JLA number 2. All right, again, I was really surprised to see that Hitch actually put out a book on time. My guess is these books are probably already done ahead of time, and that way they can just release them. Because Hitch is notoriously late for everything. Now, in this issue here, we have, the Kryptonian god appearing, and he basically has to get everybody to believe that he's the god. So he gets Superman to introduce him to the world leaders. He sends prophets out to basically turn everybody to his belief. And while that's going on, you have Aquaman going, "We don't need you," and Batman's being kind of skeptical. Now, here's the deal here. While all this story is just all fine and dandy for a comic book world, in the real world, I guarantee you, there are 2 major religions who would not bow down to this so easily unless there was mind control. Fox News would be all on this, saying this is the work of the liberals, and they're trying to destroy the world. And while the other side of the world, they're screaming, all these other obscenities that we can't understand, ready to bomb everything. So something, that's what I'm saying. This book to me is just not believable unless there's mind control. So already I'm going, you're the bad guy. The art is good, but at times it just seems, I don't know, there's something about it that doesn't resonate with me for some reason. But there are some really good, to me it's well illustrated. And like I said, unfortunately, the world literally just bows down to him instantly, which is, I understand that this is done a little bit over time, but I'm like, something's not right. Is this book going to be any good? I don't know. Obviously, this is somehow linked to that Infinity Corporation and how Parasite was released and brought the Justice League together. So we're still trying to figure that part out. And at the last page, though, is the key as to what's really going on, that this guy's not a nice person, so to speak. I won't do any spoilers on that part, but that part definitely, I think, is the key. Overall, was it good? Yeah, it's good, but it's not what I thought would be great. But it was enjoyable. Alright, Age of Apocalypse number 1. I really enjoyed it. I thought the art just threw me back to the original Age of Apocalypse storyline. There's superheroes getting killed, villain getting killed. It's just like attack, fight, we got to move on, fight some more. Larger than life characters bickering, anger. Granted, I don't know why Cypher is the key to everything, because he's like one of the most useless super X-Men. But overall, I loved every page of this book. Is this a great read? Is this going to go down in history as something that's going to be the greatest thing known to mankind? Absolutely not. For me, though, it was just fun. It was entertaining, and it just kind of brought back a little bit of the older, not older, but somewhat recently older X-Men, and the over-the-topness. That's how some of the stories were. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of this. All right, Civil War number 1. Now, Civil War number 1 takes place after, like years after, uh, the rift between Tony and Steve. And basically, what happened was there was a huge explosion, killed millions of people. Both sides are blaming each other for it, and that basically literally split the country in two. You have on one side the iron, the other side the blue, and this is finally the moment in time where basically Steve and Tony are brought together to try to form peace between the two different sections, and it's just things obviously are going to end horribly. Now the art I thought was good. The story I thought was really not really really good, but I thought it was good. It's just not if you were expecting like right in the middle of the thick of things. Yeah, you didn't get that except for the very beginning. So this is a story that takes place afterwards. That it's going to build up again to the big fights. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where this is going to lead, because both of these characters are very determined on their beliefs. So I'm looking to see how they're going to resolve their issues. Inferno number 3 was freaking awesome. Lots of fighting. You have Bamf Dragon bamfing all over the place, teleporting, causing havoc. Heroes are getting killed. Ileana is just wrecking havoc. And then the Goblin Queen is sitting there hatching her evil plan. Great story. This is exactly what I need from like a miniseries like this. Don't give me time to think. Just throw me into the thick of things and take me for a ride. And that's all I care about. I thought the art was fine. The story was fine. And to me, it was enjoyable. I mean, do I think that this could have been a potential Inferno story? Absolutely not. But regardless, it was great. I enjoyed every moment of it. All right, Spider Island number 1. As I was reading this book, basically what I learned, but what I figured out is this. Okay, basically in a nutshell, this takes place after Spider Island. Spider-Man's dead. Heroes have been turned into spider creatures, and you have a group of heroes who are trying to find a cure. Now you have the Werewolf by Night, who basically during the daytime he's a human, but he's captured by the Spider Queen. But at nighttime he's able to turn into the werewolf and work kind of as a double agent. So they learned that in a sense that you can break the Spider's Queen's control over you. So as I was reading this, all I was thinking was, you know what, this book would have been a fantastic horror story. You have these really evil, creepy looking spider creatures, and even the superheroes like Spider Hulk, going, Spider Hulk smash, and Captain America. He looks truly like evil and monstrous. And I was just thinking, man, take away the superhero part of this. Get like a Steve Niles or some other horror artist, throw them in here, and this book would have been a 10. Because as it is now, like, they really went over the top, especially at the end where they give this serum, like they give the lizard serum to the Hulk. They give the that bloodstone that was on the J. Jonah Jameson's son had when he turned into the man-wolf thing. And and then they did they gave the blood for Mobius to Miss Marvel to turn her into a vampire. So then it kind of turned a little bit cartoony, especially when you see the Hulk turning into the Lizard Hulk. But beyond that, on two levels. One level, I'm enjoying it because it is a superhero crazy book that's not going to last. And the second part is I'm going, man, if only this was a horror story, this would have been the best. I would have loved every second of it. All right. Finally, Batman Superman number 22. this was not as good as the last issue, which really did disappoint me. Basically, Superman and Batman still have unresolved issues with each other, and you can tell that. I mean, you can tell at its very core, Superman is still Superman, but at the same time, you can tell that Batman is not Bruce Wayne, based on his actions, and I don't know. To me, it just seemed. It seemed like, I guess I can say, like a weaker storyline. I don't know why. It just, I don't know. There's something about it that just, it just seems like they're just throwing things out there to try to get them to work together, and it's not working, so they abandoned it, type thing. And basically, there's an attack from the center of the earth type thing, and Superman has to go down to try to broker peace between the two, while Batman's stuck on the surface. And I don't know. There's just something about it. The art's fine. I mean, technically, I'm telling myself I should like this, but it's just it. In terms of the quality, I think it dropped definitely. And I think the quality dropped because of the way they handled the bickering and how they forced the storyline. But anyways, that is the reviews. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like, share. Let me know what you picked up and liked, didn't like, and then what we'll do is, also we have the podcast from Con Freaks and Geeks below, and we'll have more stuff later. So, until next time.